Hello, everybody. Uh, Today's class, I'm gonna try to make it short, but straight to the point. All right, because I don't want it to be like too long to watch on YouTube. Um, so if you don't have internet or some situation, you can like watch it fast and doesn't finish with your data. All right, guys. The first thing we have is that we're gonna start with the unit number 10. As you know, is the last unit of the book. For this, we're gonna discuss, for the unit, we're gonna discuss the goals that are, the number one, describe a geographical location. For that, we're gonna use some directions using the cardinal points and also prepositions of place. You remember that's from English 1, but still we're gonna explain and review some of that. The number two, warn about a possible risk. Uh, this based on the geographical location. For example, here in the north of Mexico, we don't have a lot of earthquakes or tornadoes or hurricanes, but we have droughts. You remember when it's very hot and doesn't rain? Well, and one of the risks, some of the risks can be dehydration, death of plants, and so on, right? But there are many other. For example, when there is a hurricane, uh, you have to protect your stuff, your electronic devices, important papers, and okay, many more things. Number three, describe a natural setting. This can be like a mountain. Here, for example, in Monterrey, we have a lot of mountains. Jungle or a forest, like in the south of Mexico, they have a lot of that. And well, we have to say, for example, if it is very high, how long it is, etc. Number four, discuss solutions to global warming. For that, I would like you to make a little research so you can give me an opinion, but not only based on what you have heard, but what you have read, so you can have like a better facts, I'm sorry, some better facts. And well, so the first thing we have, guys, for the preview, it's the waterfall at La Fortuna. And we have like a little map about Costa Rica that is in Central America. That's in the south of Mexico. In fact, you can watch that. Here we have in the map, Yucatan. Well, that's in the south. And here we have Central America. We have, for example, a lake, a volcano, La Fortuna, that we know is a waterfall, some other volcanoes, the Caribbean Sea, the Pacific Ocean, a Gulf, a bay. All this stuff is part of the geographical locations that is going to be for the next lesson. So pay attention to all this kind of vocabulary. And here we have a little explanation in the map. We have some natural parks. Here we have some names of those. And we have mountain ranges, and is described here in green color. We also have some marks, such as some cities, like in Puerto Limón, and the capital city, that is San Jose. All right. We can find many of those. I mean, I think that for every country on Google. So if you need to check some vocabulary or a country that you're interested in, and you want to describe the geographical location, you can check it on Google. You just look for a detailed map about some country, and you can find all this kind of stuff. All right, guys, so let's check the vocabulary that is geographical features. The first thing we're gonna listen so you can check the pronunciation, the correct pronunciation of each.
Read and listen.
A gulf, a bay, a lake, an ocean,
A sea, a volcano, a mountain range, a national park. Now listen again and repeat.
All right, so there we have it. Some pronunciation of those. We have some questions in here. The first we have is, what two countries share border with Costa Rica? A border is this kind of stuff. All right. So here in Nuevo León, I think we have border with United States and some others. So it's, well, you know this, right? Where we divide one country from another. We have in what mountain range is Costa Rica's capital located, and so on. All right, so please answer these questions. I think it's pretty easy, and you can find maybe some of the answers in here or in Google if you don't find it in here. All right, guys, we can move on to the photo story from page 111. All right, I'm gonna play the audio so you can check the accents from the people. If you check in here, I think I have told you more than one time, that is English for today's world. These little boxes in the audios mean that someone is from one country and the other person is from another. That's why the English sounds different, all right? The accent and everything. So, well, let's check it.
Read and listen to two tourists talking about Costa Rica.
Have you folks been here long? A little over a week. Unfortunately, we've only got 2 days left. You? We just got here yesterday, actually. I'm Frank, by the way. Frank Liu from Hong Kong. Max Belli from Labro, Italy. Have you heard of it? I can't say I have. It's a very small town, about 20 kilometers north of Rome. Hey, you wouldn't happen to know anything about the La Fortuna waterfall, would you? We plan on driving up there this weekend. Actually, we just got back from there yesterday. What a coincidence. Was it worth seeing? Spectacular. You don't want to miss it, but be sure to take it slow on the path down to the bottom of the falls. It can get pretty wet and slippery. Thanks for the warning. What if we want to get a look at the Arenal volcano too? Do you think that's doable in 2 days? No problem. The volcano is only about 20 minutes west of La Fortuna by car, so I'm sure you could handle them both.
All right, so this is about two tourists who visit Costa Rica. All right, guys. So the next thing we have is focus on the language. We have to write each of the following statements using your own way, your own words. Okay. So I don't know if you remember the name of that, but the activity is named paraphrasing, when we change someone's words for another's words. All right. That's gonna be for homework. I'm gonna help you with the number 5. I'm gonna give you a little example. We can change, be sure to take it slow, or just give me 1 second. It's a little bit complicated to write in here. Don't rush. That's something like don't go too fast or take it slow. It's the same, don't rush. Okay. And well, you're gonna go on with the next ones. The next thing we have is a little speaking. This is pretty simple, guys. We have to brainstorm. You're gonna do it on your own, of course. Names of places you know for each of the following. Try to use your own knowledge, okay? Don't look for them on Google or something. I mean, you can do it, but I prefer that you do it with the things that you know. The name of an ocean or a sea, well, we already have one in here, the Caribbean Sea, a bay or gulf. We have Gulf of Dulce, but we have one here in Mexico, and so on. I think you can make it because it's like very basic information, and you can use only Mexico or another country that you're interested in. So with this preview, we can see that we're gonna talk a lot about some place, okay? We're gonna describe a place like very to detail. All right, guys, the next thing we have is the lesson 1. This one is pretty simple, and I think we can finish this one also in this class. All right, as we know, the goal is to describe a geographical location. For that, we're gonna use prepositional phrases of geographical place. If you remember, guys, from English 1, we have 3 prepositions of place that we can use. I mean, maybe we have more, right? But there are three that can help us a lot. These are in, on, at, right? And, well, I don't know if you remember, but the main difference is the level of accuracy. What is this? Is that we talk that this in is for like in a not specific way. All right, so I'm gonna put an S, not specific. On is for specific, and at is for very specific. All right, that's the main difference, of course. So, well, let's take a look at the grammar. We have to check the examples. For this, we have that Mexico, this is the first example, is north of Guatemala. And well, we can like say it in another way. Mexico is north, or I'm sorry, to the north of Guatemala. Okay, both are correct. We have Honduras and El Salvador are located to the south. Well, of course, every time that we talk about this, we're gonna take our location as reference. Tikal is in the north. Guatemala City is in the south. Coban is located in the central part of Guatemala. El Rancho is located on the Montaga River. Champerico is on the west of Guatemala. Flores is to the south shore of Lake Petén Itzá. And well, to be honest, guys, there is not a lot to explain here. It's just remember how we use the prepositions, and you can take this as a little guide. Remember, in, not specific, on, specific, and at, very specific. In here, we don't use at, but in and on, you can use it correctly, depending on how specific is the example. We have some grammar practice. Okay, I'm gonna help you with 1 and 2, and you answer the others. It's for homework. The first one, it says, Vladivostok is located. Well, the first thing we do is locate the place. For that, we're gonna use Google. Okay, I'm gonna use my phone so I don't have to like change the screen or anything. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so I open Google and check for Vladivostok. That's a city in Russia. And okay. Gonna check on the map. And it looks like it's on the eastern coast of Russia. Okay, so the first answer will be on. Okay, off. Barranquilla is, and in here we're gonna put in the northern part of Colombia. And so on, guys. You're gonna write in, on as you need it, or you can write also to, okay, as we have it in here in the example. You're gonna answer the other 6. And okay, guys, so the other thing we have is the compass directions. We have the north, south, east, west, northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. All right, guys, and we also have the coast. Here, for example, in Nuevo León, we are to the northeast of Mexico. All right, the next we have is some pronunciation. We have voiced, and voiceless th. What does this mean? Well, a voiced sound means that you pronounce it. A voiceless sound is that you don't pronounce it. Okay? Like, well, this is one of the examples. These are some of the examples, I'm sorry. Let's check it out.
Read and listen. Voiced th and voiceless th. 1. There. Thanks. 2.
This. Think.
3. Northern. North. 4.
Southern. South.
5. Go west. Southwest. Now listen again and repeat.
All right, so well, I'm gonna pronounce it because I think that it's not very like clear in the audio, but let's check it. I think that for the voice in the number 1, it is there. Here you have a little, well, like a voice coming out, right? In the second is this. Okay, you have like a little pronounce. In the voiceless, we have only like thanks, think, you know, we don't pronounce it. We don't have like, we just have a regular T sound. Very well, guys. I think that's something that is not new for you. So we can move on. We have a little conversation model. All right. So we have the, I'm sorry, it's a little complicated. All right, we have this little conversation. It says, the Mr. A says, where exactly is the temple located? Mr. B says, about 15 kilometers north of Kyoto. Are you planning to go there? Mr. A answers, I've been thinking about it. And Mr. B says, it's a must see. Be sure to take pictures. We also have some ways to recommend a place. The number 1 is, it's a must see. The number 2 is, you don't want to miss it. Think about some of the places here in Nuevo León, for example. What is a must see and what is a you don't want to miss it? And for some criticism or ways to not recommend something is overrated and it's a waste of time. Okay, so I think that the only thing that we have to take into account is this, okay, this little vocabulary about recommendations and criticism. Finally, guys, the last exercise and what we finish with is describe a geographical location. For this, you're gonna select a city in one country that you want. Be sure that this city is or has some touristic places, something you think it is very, very interesting or very beautiful to visit, all right? It's better if you choose something that it is not very popular. And what are you going to describe? Well, first, you're gonna say, this, I don't know, this waterfall is located on the south of, I don't know, Brazil. And it has some very beautiful lakes, and I think it's a must-see when you visit the country. Okay, something like that. You don't have to feel like 4 lines, but try to be as much as specific as you can. You can mention also is on the south of, and you mention another city, or to the east of, and you again mention a town or something. All right, any questions or anything you want to mention or any doubts, you can send me a message, guys, and I'll be happy to help you. So that's it for today, and I hope that you have a nice week. Goodbye, guys.